MULATSCHAG.
The only TV you need.
MULATSCHAG, ja. Okej, 1, 2, 3.
Hi, we're MANDO DIAO.
Watching MULATSCHAG, the only TV you need.
Peace and love.
New beginning, new record. Please share your satisfaction with us you have with the new songs.
Yeah, it feels like a new era, pretty much, almost. There's a lot of things that happened to us during the last years, and a lot of changes, of course. But it also feels very natural.
How difficult or how different was songwriting compared to older records?
I mean, it was always me and Gustav in the past, like all the time on every song, and it's nice to do something else, to get everybody involved. And we have a new guy here, Jens.
Not that new anymore.
Not that new anymore. Been with us for 2 years now, but
feels fresh though.
Always fresh.
But it's nice for the chemistry. I mean, that's always what MANDO DIAO been to us. A big family that just keeps rolling, whatever happens, you know, and good friendship and all that. And I think it's stronger than ever, so it feels very good.
Did you have a different approach in songwriting? I mean, like, you were looking for a different place to write, or, you know, different environment?
I think as a songwriter, at least I can only speak for myself, you have to speak for yourself. I mean, impressions are what gets me going, or get a melody into my head. So when you discover stuff, or when you experience stuff, that is usually when, after that is usually when you get inspired. So you always look for situations that can inspire you. It's like a treasure hunting, you know. Catching the big fish, like David Lynch.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of big fish, Dance With Somebody was a song you wrote, I don't know, in your living room, I guess.
Yeah, just like a 10-minute thing, you know, just boop, like that, so.
You don't remember what you've done?
No, it's like playing live shows. It's so abstract. You know that it's the best kick and the best drug you can take, being on stage. But you can never describe how it feels. It's pretty much the same with songs. You really have to, I don't know what you have to do to remember how you do stuff, but
it's abstract, as you say.
just a melody that hits you, or sometimes a lyric idea or something like this, you know. So.
Do you remember the first song you guys wrote yourself, where you were like first time satisfied, where you felt like, wow, man, I created something?
I wrote a song in ninth, I think I was 15, and it was a summer song. It was called Summer's Ending. I have it somewhere on some cassette. But I was really happy. It was the first song I wrote, so.
It's going to be released after your 100th birthday or something.
Exactly. It has to be, huh?
You have Hans in your name, which is the name of your father.
Yeah. Wow, impressive that you know that.
But I don't know the Eric.
No, they just picked that, you know.
Oh, okay.
My parents, they thought it was good with a double name. I disagree a little bit, but I haven't changed it. I mean, it's my parents' choice. I don't want to change that.
Well, Eric,
Hans, Eric, together, not my favorite.
Sounds quite old school.
Yeah, it's very old school, but they thought it was really cute.
your father, a good guitarist, a great guitarist, what would you say?
He's very good in a lot of instruments, actually, but piano is his main thing.
He's a really good pianist.
And also accordion.
He used to play flute, didn't he?
Yeah, I played in a lot of like jazz rock groups in the 70s. Nothing that became really successful, but that doesn't matter. It was a lot of good groups he was in. There was a whole movement of that in Sweden. But he was also into a lot of avant-garde stuff, like Archie Shepp and that sort of music.
We played one of his songs last summer in Sweden on a show, and there was just no lyrics, just a melody. Beautiful song. So
he's
great composer as well.
Yeah, he is. He's got He's got like 10 children's songs. He was working as a teacher on a school before, and they made a musical with the kids there. And we have to record these songs at some point when we find the time. They're awesome children's songs.
Well, I guess that's always the thing, you know. You put out a new record. Those are the new babies.
Yeah.
At the same point, you're thinking about new songs.
Yeah.
Is it like that?
Oh yeah. I mean, we're already planning the next session for the next album, you know, and we're just constantly speaking about like going to that place or that country and recording and stuff. So, I mean, we are all workaholics, so we're writing new stuff and, you know, planning the next moves in the studio.
Like restless kids, which is great, you know, for creativity.
So much fun, I mean, to record and write. So we just talk about it all the time. So
What devices do you use? Because nowadays you have so much availability of technical equipment.
This time we actually really worked a lot with interface called Apollo from UAD, which is like a kind of like a sound card, but it also have like a lot of great plugins that we use on the mixes on the recordings. So we had those interfaces with us all the time, because sometimes you come to new studios and you don't really know how to use their equipment. You're not familiar with all the stuff, so those interfaces was really helpful for us.
We try to turn off the screen quite often, because when you have the screen, sometimes you don't listen to what you're doing. You just see the sausages of MIDI and audio files in there, and you don't listen. So it's very healthy to turn off the screen quite often, which we do. So and now we bought a tape machine.
Yeah, 8-track.
8-track, yeah.
So,
Next record maybe on that one? 8 tracks?
Maybe back to tape, who knows?
Oh.
Just to try out and see what happens, you know. Maybe it's gonna be a demo machine or whatever, I don't know. I mean, it was pretty cheap compared to what it costed when it was brand new, I heard.
No. It has a mixer too, so you could probably do the whole shit on it, you know.
It's great to have a piece like that.
Yeah, it is.
It's inspiring with like different technology. I mean, you talk about getting like this old school cassette porter machines, and I think like, you know, for me right now, I don't want to, you know, open the computer anymore. I just want to, you know, write the songs and, you know, just use my ears for a while, and, you know, because you sometimes when you use these programs, you just zone in and you're using your eyes too much, so it's important to use your ears, I think.
Please tell us the story when you've met Klaus Voormann, because you got a bass from him.
I got a bass from him. There was this girl that was a friend of ours, and she was working with him on some project. I don't remember really what, and she gave me his email address, and I emailed him and I said, "Hello, Klaus. I'm the bass player of MANDO DIAO. It would be fantastic if you wanted to paint one of my basses." And he wrote back to me and said, like, "Yeah, why don't you send me some records and I'll have a listen and see if, you know, I want to do it." So I did. I sent him. I was thinking like, he's an old guy, so I better send him some vinyls, which I did. And he got all our records at the time, and he emailed me back and said like, "Oh my God, your band is great, and, you know, of course my kids knows you and stuff like that." And he painted a bass for me, and we've been friends since then, and we know his kids quite well as well. So
we involved him in our MTV Unplugged. We did. Oh yeah. He was painting us during the show, and we should have let him play.
No, but I said no.
Small regret.
I said no to that because, you know, you don't need another bass player.
But he's a dope bass player.
Yeah, he's good.
Sometimes when you listen back to those record, Plastic Ono Band and all that. We have an obsession with the band right at the moment as well. So we're watching everything we can with the band. We just saw a great tutorial with Levon Helm about how to tape the drums.
The main key word will be on your downbeat on your bass drum, which is the 1.
So really nerdy but good, you know.
You know, it's excellent to see that there hasn't too much changed over the years in, you know, making good music.
No.
It's always about the song, you know. Technology is just, I mean, it's another tool to to put it out there. But I mean, if you don't have a good song, it's not a good song. Simple as that. I mean.
And if you have a good song, you don't need so much on it.
No.
It's just the simple things you need.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how we think.
Yeah.
Quite often, Mando Diao or parts of the band are performing acoustic shows, like yesterday. Was there some campfire thing going on in your youth, in your childhood?
Yeah, I mean, my dad has this obsession with playing drums around the fire outside. So that's something we always do. It's very nice to have sessions around campfire. We always go to, I mean, for Mando it's always been like, we never tell anybody that we're gonna start to make a record.
We tell ourselves.
We tell ourselves and our wives maybe and and that.
But no companies involved and nothing.
No, we just we make a deal for one record and then that deal ends and we make a new record and then we make the record and see if somebody wants it. But we like not being disturbed and we love nature. Patso especially love mountains. I like fishing and so it's good to combine, you know, stuff. It's good for the creativity with fresh air.
Oh yeah,
basically.
absolutely. And you're not being disturbed at all. I mean,
Up in the mountains.
Yeah,
right?
in the mountains as well. But yeah, when we did this record, I mean, we've been to remote locations for like 10 days at a time, and you know, you can't do anything but like eat, drink wine, and play music.
Oh, fire me up, don't tease me.
If there will be a new Godfather movie, would you have songs prepared for it?
Oh yeah, sign us up. But our biggest dream is there's been a lot of talk in Sweden about making a remake for the Brothers of Lionheart, the Astrid Lindgren book.
Books, yeah.
And the movie. There was one made in the late 70s that has fantastic music in it by a guy called Björn Isfeldt. It's impossible to get that soundtrack though. It doesn't exist. Crazy, but there's a lot of people who wants to make music for this remake that no one knows if it's gonna happen or not.
But we often talk about when we, you know, recording the songs to have like a cinematic, you know, view for it, like the sound of the recording. So we often have that as like a, you know, thing in the studio. Like, could this song fit to a movie? Because those songs are, you know, the feel and the energy are so like direct in a way. If has that epicness to it, you know. We talk about that often. It would be fun to make like a soundtrack, you know.
Some years ago I met a lot of film composers. like our publishing company set up a meeting with a lot of filmmakers, and I haven't done anything with that, but I really should.
We should do it. Absolutely.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Yeah. One more thing. That's not your first time in Vienna. What do you know about the city? What do you like here? Are there any places you've been to?
Yeah, I mean,
It's a beautiful city.
I mean, it's you know, top notch. It's one of the best orchestras in the world is in Vienna. So I mean,
we had the pleasure to listen yesterday.
yeah, we listened to the rehearsals of the radio orchestra.
Yeah,
So
yesterday. So we sneaked in, me and CJ, and we stood there for quite a long time. And
it's
just
incredible
enjoyed,
what you hear when you're actually standing. I used to be a double bass player in an orchestra as well back when I was a teenager, and you know, those frequencies you cannot experience if you don't see it live, and if you don't hear it live, it's just an incredible experience actually.
Oh yeah,
which is like
gets you going.
Yeah, I guess it's really really heavy.
No, we had a trip yesterday.
it's good if you need therapy and you need some crying. There's no better switch on button than some classical music.
Correct.
And being listened to here in Vienna, of course.
But Vienna is great for playing music in general, I would say, and the whole country is great for that. Austria, Sweden has very few venues. There's mainly a sport park called O'Leary's taking over the whole country, so that's where the bands play. And
we have a special memory from Vienna as well. A long time ago, 1987. World Cup final in ice hockey.
Against the Soviets.
We beat the Soviets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those were the days.
Austrian hockey players, there are 2 or 3, I guess, in the NHL.
You had a guy called Raffel, which played in my team.
All right.
He now plays in, I think, Philadelphia. He was dope. He took us up one year, but then we went down, and now the same procedure. We went up and then down. So, Raffel, please come back to Leksands IF.
If you can hear it.
If you can hear me.
Hello.
MULATSCHAG.
The only TV you need.
MULATSCHAG, ja. Okej, 1, 2, 3. Hi, we're MANDO DIAO. Watching MULATSCHAG, the only TV you need.
Peace and love.
MULATSCHAG!